Eleon Adventures, a game that used to be completely unknown a few months ago and suddenly caught everyone's attention on platforms such as TikTok and YouTube. Why did it gain so many loyal fans and followers without it being released yet? Well, it's only for a few good reasons. This game is absolutely When I got into Eleons in late August, I was absolutely captivated. One thing that caught everyone's eyes was the quality of the sprites and animations. The Eleons themselves were also incredibly unique and intuitive, and basically people already started making fan bases without the game even being out yet. So why were the animations so important? As a loyal Pokemon geek since my early days of naivety and shitheadedness, I loved every tiny detail, the effects from the moves, and the extra little features absolutely nobody really cared about. So to see Eleons making such high level animations with so much character instead of the absolute ding dong level of idle bullshit that Pokemon put out because a billion-dollar company apparently can't even make their Pokemon dance when they're viewed in an in-game GUI, then yes, I was thrilled to see this because not only did it show their attention to detail, but also showed their commitment, resolve, and passion to make this game. So then, after ingesting every small sneak they put out, I joined their Discord and got involved with the community, and over time, the game only grew and grew with more attention. After they started putting out sneaks of battle gameplay and legendary encounters, we knew this shit was going to be more than a game that was backed by lies and free. They shocked all of us, not only by creating a beautiful map and adding really interactive battles, but also adding features that literally everyone wanted to see implemented more often. Now, over 5 months later, the game only has more promise and even a release date and trailer to back it up. So how did this game get so popular already? I personally think the devs were really clever with how they decided to advertise this game. I'm not glazing because I would have done the same thing, for real, no cap. They first started advertising via TikTok, and the animations were enough to pull in hardcore fans like me, dying for an actual game that isn't some brain dead shitty pee poo poo game with zero passion and no innovation. So after they had enough fans, they started to do these things called community events. These were all challenges that ended up with you getting early access in the end if you met the requirements. These were normally inviting people to the Discord server, and therefore they weren't trying to hide their attempts at advertisement via bribery. But people literally didn't care because they would do anything to get their hands on early access, and I was one of those people, yeah. So this scheme ended up being really successful, as this server now has up to 90k members. But they didn't stop there. As people got more curious as to how to obtain early access, the devs decided to make multiple ways to gain it. They decided to have 2 access levels, Early Access Lite and Plus. The key difference being that EA Lite was playing the game 3 days earlier, while EA Plus was playing the game 1 week earlier, with extra perks, because we're cooler. The ways that people could gain said roles were by completing community events, participating in giveaways, talking in the forums, and being a content creator. As most people were not f***ing jobless, talking in the forums was out of the question, as you had to be noticed, so there wasn't even a guarantee that you would get it in the first place. Participating in giveaways were pointless, unless you had Hikari level luck, and if you do, then go buy a lottery ticket or something. And unless you were popular enough, content creator role was also out of the question. So it left most ordinary people to wait for those events when they arrived. And when they did, they were not disappointed, because those events were pretty crazy. Eleons made it so these events were actually pretty easy. Now this may seem bad, but in reality, it's only good for them. Since if these events are harder, then not only will less people try to do it, but they will only get less advertisement and less people playing the game early. You can see what I'm trying to say here. So the events were designed to be easy, so even if you didn't do as much as, I don't know, fucking Gregory the No Life, you still had a chance to get EA Lite. Over time, the events only got easier and easier, therefore people were getting more early access than they needed. So they even let people give away their early access to their friends. And if you didn't have any friends, well, give your precious EA to the jobless beggar in community chat. So after all that yapping, I think I managed to cover the dev strategy, and honestly, I couldn't admire these guys more. Not only because they made a good game, but also because they'll finally give me a reason to play Roblox, and a game that I'll actually enjoy, instead of playing it because I literally can't do anything else. But Eleons isn't the only game, and I'll be covering the other games. But only 1.6% of you subscribe, and I don't know what I'll do without your precious subscribe. Please listen to my outrageous plug at the end of the video, dear viewer, or I might just I was gonna say something like storm your house and mix shit into your cereal, but honestly, I don't think I'll do that. Anyways, see you later, chumps.